it's on. Okay, let's go, let's go. Hello everyone, I'm Camille Roux. I'm a generative artist from Montpellier, and I'm very happy to share my story with you. When I was 7 years old, I used to see a friend of my parents who brings me programming books for my MO5. It's a very old computer, and I like to copy paste the code to the computer and play to very simple game. It was very fun, and time after time, it was fun to change some characters or change color. And yeah, it's the beginning with computer programming for me. Well, when I was 8 years old, I remember having a redaction assignment in school. The theme of the redaction was to describe a dog. And it was very funny because, yes, I was 8 years old, and what I think was to describe the dog very precisely with a lot of numbers. For me, at my age, more they're going to be a longer number, the more I will be precise. Of course, it's not what the teacher expected, but yeah, it was very fun, and it can explain maybe my link to art, something very mathematical, and explain a bit my psychology maybe. I like to have a lot of hobbies, and my friend know me to always have a strong hobbies at a time. I did a lot of improvisational theater, board game, zetetic, paragliding, and art. Everything started with music. I started to learn guitar at first. I wanted to learn improvisation, jazz, and also modern music. After that, I wanted to learn Ableton Live. I started to do electronic music, and I challenged myself to publish some track on Spotify and other streaming platforms. It was very fun, but I didn't imagine how hard and long it is to realize a track, and it was no more improvisational. So to change a bit, I was going to see a friend of mine, an artist, and ask her to teach me how to draw. Very simple thing, just a pen and a paper. We started a lesson, and it was fun. Very about improvisation, but very early I wanted to do maybe some more mathematical things. So we started to. I asked her to teach me how to do that with an iPad to draw more perfect shape. So we started to work on Procreate and with a pencil. It was fun, but yeah, I still wanted to do something more geometrical. So I started to watch some libraries because I'm a coder, and I just found P5.js, and it was the end of the improvisation, I guess. It was the first time I heard about generative art. So I started to follow some artists on Instagram and Twitter, and yeah, just started to play with P5, just learn the basic algorithm, like recursion, etc. It's my very beginning in generative art. It's there where I started. After playing a lot with P5 and following a lot of artists on Instagram, I used to see the name Ikeknook and Foundation on a lot of bio in the Instagram profile of the artist I followed. And after looking what it is, I saw it's of course a marketplace of NFT, and I'm a coder, I like to try, so yeah, why not try my first drop? So I found that Ikeknook was maybe the most easy for me. So I went to the Discord of Ikeknook, and they gave 0.5 Tezos to every artist. So they gave me that, and I could do my first drop. It was a 8-second loop from a series named Animated Rays, and I was sure not to sell. I was sure there would be no sale at all, and I guess in a few hours, it sold out. It was very amazing and very surprising for me. So yeah, it was very funny. I didn't understand the world why some people collected, but okay, it was fun. I continue publishing some pieces of the series. Yeah, it was the very first start, the very fun start of my journey on NFT. My most recent series is on FXH and its name Altaria. This time I wanted to play with a lot of simple autonomous agents who have very simple rules and that can create a very surprising design. It's something called emergence, and yeah, it's a fact to program some very simple rules to a lot of agents or particulars or etc. and see what's happening. And I like that because it's very surprising for the collector, but also for the artist, because everything can happen. And it's with this theory we can see a lot of pareidolia. It's a fact to see something like I don't know, a cat when you see a cloud or something like that, and it's complex enough to have that with this theory, and it's very, very fun. All the building is animated, and yeah, it was very fun to play with it. The entropy was quite huge because of the concept, and yeah, I had a lot of fun to play with it. The success I'm the more proud is about an illness. A few years ago, I started to have IBS. So from one day to another, I started to be sick all the time I ate. It was very horrible. I've been to see a lot of doctors, specialists. It took a lot of time to understand what I have. They give me a lot of treatment, but not related to my illness, so it didn't work. After 6 months, I was almost all the time sick, so I wanted to do something. For all this time, I noted on a journal everything I ate. With a friend, I used this journal to analyze everything and find correlation between what I ate and how sick I was. And we found a correlation, and it was very amazing for me because it was the beginning of understanding the problem. I was intolerant to some food, and the math we did helped us to start to find what they are. After that, I started to avoid all this food, and I started to be better. Some months later, I understood that I was starting to avoid some FODMAP, is the name of the food I'm intolerant to, and I started to feel better and better. And it was really, really amazing for me because I could do nothing before. And I'm very happy for that too, because I keep believing in science. A lot of people, even doctors, ask me to go a lot of pseudosciences. And absolutely, I wanted absolutely to avoid them because it's a seriousness, and I didn't want something placebo. I wanted something very very scientific and don't lose my time. So even if the doctor didn't find everything at the beginning, I was keeping believing in science, and I'm very happy of that. One fail I can remember is when I wanted to join a improvisational theater group. I wanted to learn theater to improve myself on it and to do something very linked to improvisation. So it was apparently a very good idea. And instead of just taking courses, I joined a group, and that probably is the mistake. It was something quite amateur, but all the group was very good, and I started to see very quickly that I was very uncomfortable to be on scene. I found a lot of excuses to avoid to be on scene, like, okay, no, just let me to play the music and be the DJ for tonight, and okay, go on scene, it's okay for me. And yeah, I guess I understood that with this experience that I like improvisation, but with boundaries. And with this one, I guess I was maybe like nude on scene and make me uncomfortable. And yeah, I like generative art because there is a link with improvisation, but I have time to do. I can do everything with the time I want, and I guess it's more it's more comfortable for me. It's very hard to give an advice why I'm to give one, but I guess if I learn something is never hesitate to question standards. At school, I learned to have a job, to do a CV, to, I don't know, a lot of things like that. And sometimes there is a good reason for that, and sometimes there is not. And I like all the time to question standard to see if there is a good reason, and if not, I'm very okay to change it. It's obviously the reason why I started a company 10 years ago. Now, as an entrepreneur, I have a very different life than I did when I was a salary. And yeah, I guess it's always helped me to question standards and maybe try. It's always okay to come back to the default choice, but I like the idea it's a choice and not something that's forced to me by culture or education or something like that. I'm not sure of that one.